Would this fix the college football playoff? Look, it's no secret that the college football playoff has its controversy. Here's two things that I think would fix their current structure to make it better. Number one, eliminate the committee and move to an AP style selection process. Back in the BCS days, they used to have this be the way. Even if you want teams like Tulane and JMU in there, you still can. The structure can be set up so that teams outside the larger conferences can still get in. But back in the BCS days, you used to have different polls determine who got in the actual game. So say you wanted conferences like the SEC and the Big 10 and 12, as well as the ACC to have more weight over other conferences like the American and CUSA and Mountain West and the Pac-12, you can still do this. Because it would just take the highest ranked team outside of these larger conferences in the AP poll or whatever poll conglomerates they want. That way you don't have athletic directors and behind closed door meetings that make these huge determinations. Now, if you look on the College Football Playoff website, their website says, and I quote, "The goal is to make the selection committee the best and most knowledgeable it can be, which is why ADs are included." This is ridiculously problematic. Sure, they can't vote on their own team, but Arkansas's athletic director might want more SEC schools in there because the conferences get compensated for how far teams go in the college football playoff. So the more teams that are in there, the more money the conference makes, thus the more money Arkansas makes, which is better for the program. Personally, I'm getting rid of the committee. I think it's ridiculous that the committee is even a thing and they have athletic directors on there. And then if you look at the board who governs them, it's all presidents of schools and chancellors. I mean, I think it's outrageous that you just have schools governing these things when they're the ones that are directly impacted in positive ways if they make it or negatively if they don't. The second thing I would fix is making non-conference games matter again. It's no secret that big schools schedule games against teams that they are going to absolutely wallop during the season. I mean, just take a look at this SEC schedule from this year. You have schools like Eastern Michigan and Long Island and Marshall and Toledo and UTSA, Georgia State, UAB, UTEP, Sam Houston, San Jose, Utah State, Charleston Southern. I mean, the list goes on and on for bad games that they schedule. Now, this creates a lot of exposure for these smaller schools and they get a huge payday to go play these games. Oftentimes, what this results in is horrible matchups for the first entire month of the season. If networks like ESPN and Fox are worried about having good matchups throughout the year, and especially during the college football playoff, why would they not want good matchups during the beginning half of the season? In March Madness, this is a huge conversation piece because they have net rankings. Net rankings factor in strength of schedule, and they're punished if they have bad losses against teams that aren't as good. Essentially, this creates a not every loss is equal scenario. So let's say Oregon loses a game to Texas A&M in week 2, and then they end up losing to Georgia in week 4, and then they lose a conference game. Even if they have 3 losses, you're talking about 3 losses to top 10 teams in the nation, and they shouldn't be punished for that. So I'd get rid of the committee and I'd go back to a voting system with hundreds of writers having decisions and it being transparent and everyone can go look at it. And I would make non-conference games matter again. I don't want to see Alabama beating up on Eastern Illinois in the beginning of the season. I want to see Alabama taking on Ohio State. So whether you like the 12 teams or not, this is how I'd fix the current